I reported the Old Guard in 1987 as a private Zana. I was in E Company doing firing parties. I came down with some friends to visit the Tomb of the Unknowns in one of the first weekends down here, so fall of '87. For me, it was remarkable to be a witness to something that was this reverence within hallowed ground. So it was the hallowed ground of the cemetery and the reverence that was being observed by our country, to have sentinels and this continuous guard. And so definitely piqued my interest and curiosity. Seeing the degree of training, the degree of precision that the soldiers demonstrated, it became something that was kind of in the back of my mind, seeds that were planted there. And after 2 years in the Old Guard, I was an E5 when I reported in as a new guy down here at the tomb on the first relief, and that would have been in May of 1989. So the Tomb of the Unknowns in Arlington Cemetery has meant something different to me at different parts of my career, and it's really evolved. When I was first here in '87, it was the awe of all that was Washington, D.C., all that was Arlington Cemetery, the newness of still being in the military. Over years, especially after combat deployments, coming back and visiting Arlington Cemetery, having friends and loved ones. I have a former spouse who's buried here, I have many friends. And over time, when you come back and you're visiting the Tomb of the Unknowns, your impression evolves. The connection to this sense of sacrifice and being able to be a small part of it, to be able to connect over history to the people that you see coming in and out, humbling, and it keeps you very grounded. At every rank level, I've come back and visited both the tomb and then just visiting friends and family here in the cemetery. It's always a touchstone to come back and to connect back with the roots. So for me, being afforded the honor and the privilege of coming back and having one last guard shift to be able to say my thanks to the Unknowns for their inspiration, for their sacrifice. Really a sense of this being full circle. Driving on Fort Myer was surreal today. The number of funerals that I've done at the Old Post Chapel, that's really profound. And so all of this starts rushing back. There are pieces of things that you don't really think about, you don't think about every day, but when you come back into the space, being around the tomb guards who are here now and just seeing their routine, it takes me back to 1989 or 1990, 1991. A sense of great appreciation for what they continue to do, for what the Old Guard continues to do in terms of the burials here in the cemetery, the reverence with which that is accomplished. When I thought about coming back down and visiting the Tomb of the Unknowns before leaving service, ideally I'd come back and I'd take a guard shift. I would get back up to speed, be fully trained. That ship has sailed in a good way. You've got soldiers down here doing a great job. I couldn't hold to that standard now. I'm sure I couldn't be as sharp as they are, but there's a part of that. I'll remember the sequence when everything else has gone out of my head. I'll remember the change sequence. I said it when I went downstairs. I have dreams of still being at the Tomb of the Unknowns, and it's like quarter till, and I'm running to get my stuff together. And I will have these dreams probably till my last days. So this sense of it staying with you, it stays with you deeply.